the embassy is prepared for Kwibuka 30. The Kwibuka preparations include activities and talk shows and education talks prior to the main event, which is tomorrow, 7th of April, and the post-Kwibuka event, main event, which is after 7th. We have a number of events across China. So before the event tomorrow, we have had a number of talk shows or meetings with the Rwandans to have a conversation and reflect on the past, look at the history and where Rwanda went wrong, or the Rwandan people went wrong in terms of committing genocide, and ask ourselves, where was the world? So these conversations, this kind of a dialogue took place across China among Rwandans, but also with different international organizations like United Nations, Africa Union, think tanks, and so on. So the whole idea was to have a conversation prior to the main event tomorrow, and then we have almost 50 countries represented by ambassadors tomorrow, and many other people, Rwandans and friends of Rwanda, have confirmed to attend tomorrow. We plan then to have other events going forward in different parts of China, organized by Rwandans and friends of Rwanda. So we are really prepared for this.
Stopping the genocide against the Tutsi was undoubtedly the most challenging task undertaken by RPF back then. Subsequently, the aftermath of genocide, together with the restoration of the country's image with the name, which had been tarnished, was not such a simple task either. How is the Rwanda name perceived here in China today?
Yes, everyone we meet here in China, whether it's ordinary citizens, business leaders, members of the academia, policymakers, they will tell you that they didn't know Rwanda as such, because many Chinese pay attention to business and now Rwanda because of what the country has done in the past 30 years has really attracted the attention of many Chinese. So when you travel across China, people will tell you that they know Rwanda because of business. But more importantly, they talk about the fact that this country has been able to transcend the differences and bring together people to be united and embark on socio-economic transformation journey, which has made Rwanda as a country to be a highly competitive state. And they say this is a miracle on the African continent, and they consider Rwanda as a good example on the continent.
Amid Rwanda's tenacious efforts to restore and rebuild the country, genocide denial, negation, and divisionism propagated by genocide propagandists continue to loom around the world. What is the situation here in China?
I should say that there's good news from this side, or this part of the world. We don't have such serious problems of people who deny genocide or who spread toxic narratives or genocide ideology and all sorts of discrimination. You don't find such individuals in China, whether it is within our communities. We have a very united community of Rwandans who live here, most of them very young. But we are very conscious of the fact that the people who spread those narratives, who deny genocide, who spread hate speech, they use tools that our people have access to, the social media especially. So because of that, we make sure that we are all aware and conscious of what is happening across the world. What are these people saying? How are we prepared to make sure that these kinds of narratives do not really make us fight back or even cause similar atrocities or tragedy in other countries across the world. So we are very conscious, but I want to say that we don't have such a serious problem of people who spread negative narratives, so to say.